And in my life, things were destined to change. Good love. And so many people use your name in vain. Love.
What's up, guys? It's Badass Brown Skin back with another video. In this video, I've been getting downloads about this case. It just keep coming back to my head. I remember when it first happened back in March. For the past month, like I want to say at least 3 times this month, this case has popped up in my head, and I've been thinking about it. So I think I need to talk about it. It's a case on Taemon Blair. He's a 21-year-old. He was a straight A student. West Charlotte High School graduate. He was a brother, a son, a soon-to-be father, truck driver as well. And it says that he was lynched in his trailer of an 18-wheeler on March 15, 2019 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And this case has not been getting any coverage. In fact, they just ruled it as a suicide, and I don't believe that it was a suicide at all. I feel like there was a lot of foul play. Period. So this is pretty much what happened, because he was a truck driver. He left from Falls Creek, Pennsylvania, and he was going to Fort Wayne, Indiana. They time all of this, so he arrives in Indiana at 6:57 p.m. same day. They say his vehicle was arrived at a business in the 1900 block of Bluffington Road in Fort Wayne at 7:29 p.m. Around 11:40 a.m. March 14th, so the next day in the morning, emergency services received a 911 call from an employee of the business where Blair had parked his truck the night before, who had discovered Blair's lifeless body in the sleeper compartment of his truck. This person that was at this business, they went to work, and they seen the truck, knocked on the door, nobody answered, so they went back to work. They ended up coming back out, knock on it, you know, try to ramble with it to see if somebody's going to come out. Nobody did, so he opens the door. He makes noise, nobody comes from out of the back section, so he opens the curtain. That's where he finds hanging from his truck. But my thing is, Taemon was like 6'5". Okay, so he's really tall. And how he was hanging, like his lower half of his body was kind of like bent, like in a sitting manner. They ruled it as a suicide. My whole thing is, and his family touched on this too, they were like, you know, he was a happy dude, he, you know what I'm saying, he was passionate and a whole bunch of great things. He wasn't in no suicidal state, not like him, or, and it's out of his character. They suspect foul play because they're trying to rule it as a suicide. Meanwhile, if you guys are aware, you know, there's still racist people here in this world, and Indiana's not the fucking brightest place to be, you know what I'm saying, honestly, especially if you're not familiar with the area. That's one thing that is always scary, being in unfamiliar areas, unfamiliar towns where, you know, we're not accepted, you know, they're still living by the old times. So why he parked in a business parking lot, so I don't know if he was just gonna sit there and sleep there. If he did, I feel like he was bothered. And the way that it's being covered up, I feel like maybe there was foul play with the police department. This is where, in the police statement, they say, according to the physical examination conducted by the deputy's coroner, so the deputy's coroner, there were no marks or injuries on Blair's hand, wrist, or face, no blood or bleeding, and the ligature marks found on his neck were consist of ligature used in the hanging. According to the coroner's office statement, there was no signs of a struggle inside the cab or sleeper compartment of the truck. So they're pretty much trying to say that he hung himself, like in his truck. Like, why the fuck would he take his truckload to Indiana to hang himself? They always try to make sense out of something. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it just doesn't. Foul play. So Taemon's mother, Tanisha Hunt, claimed that she had received a phone call from an unnamed detective in Indiana. The detective allegedly informed her that he suspected foul play in her son's death and had seen evidence of damage to the truck's dashboard consistent with struggle having taken place there, as well as evidence of lacerations on his neck rather than a ligature wound typical of hanging victims. On the 28th of March, the Office of Allen County Coroner in Fort Wayne, Indiana, released a statement directly refuting these and other rumors and claims surrounding Blair's death reaffirming the office's conclusion that the cause of death is asphyxia due to hanging, and the manner of death is suicide.
You may have seen this post circulating around social media the past few days. It's about Taemon Blair, 21-year-old man who was found hanged in the sleeper of a semi-truck in Fort Wayne on March 14th. Blair, a semi-driver who is from Huntersville, North Carolina, was found in a semi-truck located at Premier Trucking on the 9100 block of Bluffton Road. What's making this case viral? The Fort Wayne Police Department and the Allen County Coroner's Office have officially ruled his death as suicide. Some family members and many who talk about it on social media believe there may be foul play. In a 4-page press release from the Allen County Coroner's Office, Blair's cause of death is ruled asphyxia due to hanging, and his manner of death ruled a suicide. The coroner says, quote, due to the inaccurate information being spread across social media, additional factual information determined during the course of the investigation will be provided to the media for release to the general public. Multiple reports circulating on social media outlets like Reddit, Twitter, and Facebook report that Blair's hands were tied and bound and that he had defensive wounds present. Some reports also say the dashboard of the truck was caved in from kicking and his leg was broken, or that his neck was severed from ear to ear with what looked like fish hooks. The Allen County Coroner's Office wants the public to know that those reports are unfounded. Blair was buried in Charlotte, North Carolina on Wednesday. Fox 55 has reached out to Blair's family for a comment, but have not received an answer. In Fort Wayne, Malia Van Ostrand, Fox.
Really bright guy, happy dude, like goal-oriented, had a fucking loving family. Why the fuck would he drive to Indiana and hang himself? Medias, they were saying like his hands was bound. But that's what the coroner's office said. They're not confirming that. They're saying that is not true. But rumors have been spreading of the shit, and don't nobody, that has a family member or anything pass want to hear rumors of what might have happened in this situation. But when you're dealing with an unknown state, a state you don't live in, because him and his family, they're from North Carolina. They're from North Carolina. So when you're dealing with going back and forth with another state to get information on your son's death, and then the other state is being so limited, and just saying that it's this and that's that, it sucks too, because it's like you were nowhere near to even see the crime scene. They didn't get an autopsy on him. They ruled that shit out because they said it was a suicide and that's that. Report where it is stated that the coroner's office refused the family the opportunity for autopsy. Once the body is released to the family, they have the option to have an autopsy performed. In this investigation, an autopsy was deemed not necessary to determine the cause and manner of death, and one was not ordered through the coroner's office, which is consistent with the protocol and past practice of this office. So pretty much in their past, they have done autopsies or let the family have the opportunity for the autopsy, but they didn't even fucking do that. They said, nope, ain't no need, he died of suicide. They deemed this not necessary for this case. It's some foul play either with the sheriff's office, because this is the coroner's office for the deputy's coroner's office. So, and the police just suicide. They didn't even fucking try to rule it as a homicide or try to investigate it. They just said suicide. But it's a black boy unknown to the area doing his job found hung in the back of his truck that you saying that he did by himself. I'm still sketched about the damn man at the damn business that found him. Seen him the first time, went back in the business, and came back out and went and opened the truck. I covered up. That's how fucked up these small towns can be. They just have these cover-ups and can't nobody do shit about it, no matter if this shit go nationwide. He did not kill himself. When you see the video I have of this boy, you're gonna see how happy he was and content with just the life that he had. Why would the fuck would he go to Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and kill himself on a job? That nigga was trying to get his bag. The fuck? Black people. Some people just really fucking hate black people. The color of your skin. Yes, that shit still lives today in 2019. The fuck? How many people have died trying to change this shit? Nobody really knows what happened. All we know is that the damn report says that it was a suicide. He committed suicide, and we know damn well he did not commit no damn suicide. It don't sit well with me that somebody, I do not feel like this was no suicide. I feel like this is a homicide. I feel like he was killed. And the fact that somebody's out here skipping free, continuing on with their life, regardless if it's a fucking sheriff or a police officer in the area or the fucking business owner, regardless who the fuck it was, they still get to live their life, go on another day, go home to their family. And just the fact they have another day to live without somebody trying to kill them. But, you know, this person was murdered, killed. Whoever did it, bro, they living their life, and he didn't. He was 21. Shit was taken from him. 21. Minding his business, making his money. That's heartless and that's fucked up. Reading Reddit posts and things like that, and they have like a GoFundMe page, and like a lot of the Reddits was like they should invest in like a private autopsy. So I think you can do that, get a private autopsy to see what really happened. If that can be done, that would be dope, because I think that will give a lot of answers versus the speculations and what might have. And you know, they don't have no closure, because I know they know that's not the truth, you know what I'm saying? So that shit is real fucked up. It just doesn't make any sense to me how this, like, the coverage on this was so limited. Like, it was like it happened and then it's gone. Like, there was no updated information, nothing. Like, so yeah, I'll be back with another video soon. Badass brown skin out.
No worries. Sneaking up the back right now. Right. So. Love. There's so many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. Because there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change, 'cause love. And so many people use your name in vain, love. And those who have faith in you sometimes fall astray, love. Through all the ups and downs of joy and hurt, love. For better or worse, I still will choose you first. Oh, 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 oh. Many days I've longed for you, wanting you, yeah. Hoping for the chance to get to know you. Longing for your kiss, for your touch, for your feel, for your essence, yeah. Many nights I've cried from the things you do. Felt like I could die from the thought of losing you. I know that you're real, with no doubts and no fears and no questions, oh yeah. So many